Hello again. Here we have a nice question from Calvin. Okay, it's a twofold question. There are two of them. Um, would you be willing to shed some light on this paradox? On the one hand, there is no difference in awareness in the sense that when awareness reveals itself in one form or reveals itself in another form, both are the same awareness. Since we can't even say my awareness or your awareness. But on the other hand, why is it that there are terms like fully awakened, as this implies partially awakened?
There is no one that wakes up, so saying that there's partially awakened is kind of funny because or somebody that, where there's a progressive awakening, because who would progressively awaken? A thought? An idea? There is no solid I, there's just the veil of thoughts and energies coming up, giving the appearance of somebody existing. So there can't be partial awakening, there can't be progressive awakening. It can appear in the story, so a memory, and thought can pop up now, in the now, telling a past story of the being less and less and less me. But that very illusion of me is what dismantles and falls away. The idea that who you are is something that exists in space and time. There is only instantaneous liberation, or there is no liberation. Nobody gets liberated. There's just a falling away of a dynamic, of an energy and ideas and thoughts that veil what is. It's not even veil what is though, because they're part of what is, giving the experience of there being a separate entity dealing with life. There is nobody. So there's nobody that can be partially liberated, and there's nobody that can be fully liberated. There's only the falling away of the me, which society and language tend to call liberated, but ultimately nobody gets liberated. This is the loss program, not the plus, as in somebody gets something, the minus program where a dynamic falls away.
Second question. It seems like there is some kind of maturing or stabilizing process that needs to take place
Yeah, that
after.
was answered in the first one.
Yeah, I know, but still, after the moment of recognition. And again, another paradox because there isn't any levels of awareness, no deeper awareness, stronger awareness, etc., but just awareness. I felt that although the moment of recognition was clear and clean out and clean cut, that there is only awareness, still there is some after process needed to be done to make it permanent, to allow the mind to merge or to dive fully into the heart. Anything you'd like to say about this?
A lot of people get the idea that liberation is seeing awareness, as in seeing that everything appears in awareness. That's not what's being talked about here. That seems to happen in the apparent process. But what's being talked about here is a falling away of a dynamic which has nothing to do with seeing awareness. It seems to happen in many stories that happens along the path, that seeing that everything appears in consciousness. But what I'm actually talking about, or what's being talked about here, is the falling away of a me, which has nothing to do with an intellectual seeing. It's an energy that falls away, a contraction to the body that comes along with story making, like this belief that a story, that you exist in time and space. The awareness, consciousness, all of the intellectual concepts have no truth in them. There's no ultimate reality in them. They seem to be in the apparent story, but then it only seems again to be a dismantling of that me. There's no solid reality to them. There's no truth in them. This isn't about living in a concept or an idea of awareness or seeing that this is awareness. This is falling away of that contraction of self. The energy of me. I am somebody separate in this body and the world is happening. And the awareness teachings can point out how it's a ridiculous idea that you are separate from what is. There's just a pointing. There's ultimately no truth in it. This is a minus program. It's not about getting awareness or seeing awareness. It doesn't even need to be seen for the me to fall away. But it seems in the story it can be a nice way to take away the personality like taking life personally that you are a me. It breaks that down.
Seems to.
Seems to. Always seems to, because ultimately there is only just this. And everything else is just thoughts and ideas appearing. And it's the end of believing that reality, that truth, is in all those thoughts and ideas appearing. Here, this is what is. Sound is the cars humming, the airplane, the warmth of Laurent's body. Movement. There we go. Do you want to do another one?
Thank you,
in the
Kelvin.
same recording?
No.